BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mexico City, Mexico, for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Round number 19 of the 2023 Championship from Bronze. No championships can be won here tonight, which, to be fair, we are all championships out, and we here in Mexico. It's been a fiesta of celebrations, hasn't it? Congratulations to Brabbitt for bringing home the silver championship. That's his first accolade in his ALR career, the first of many. If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, but I'm about to be a betting man, especially if we go to Las Vegas in a couple of weeks time as well. But congratulations to Brab. Then he is the silver champion, the season 6 silver champion there. Also, of course, we're still. I'm sure I am still also reminiscent of course, Percy being crowned the seventh world champion in ALR Formula One history as well, with an incredible performance. And of course, Williams also crowned the constructors champions as well on Sunday. So really good stuff indeed there. So both championships have been wrapped up in gold. Silver's constructors championships is very much it's going to be going to the wire. I think that it's so close. And of course, tonight then Ferrari can take a big step forward with the constructors championship. They cannot win it tonight, then, but they can. But if they score max tonight, they will come within 10ish points of being crowned constructor champions in Brazil, which means that they will be the first team to win a championship on a non-Grand Prix event in ALR history, in terms of they'll win it in the sprint, of course. Then, as we've got Jay Hings currently out on circuit as we go down into turn 1 with that beautiful red and white liveried Ferrari, which I must say I'm happy that it's still on the car. It looks absolutely splendid, doesn't it, here in where are we? In Mexico City as well. So Jay Hings just crawled out. This is his second full-time appearance there for Jay Hings. Still probably on a high from that incredible win last week in USA. Jay Hings said, I think it's been an absolute revelation in ALR this season. One of my favourite drivers to watch over the course of the season. Been absolutely fantastic, and he's deserved that win, hasn't he? I'm a big fan of Jay Hings. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I am not going to hide. I'm not going to hide. He has been superb, hasn't he? Indeed. Then it's just watching going through Jay Hings going through the couple of corners. And as I mentioned, the championship for drivers and constructors cannot be won here tonight, of course. We'll go through those championships in just a jiffy. Before we do, a bit of admin, shall we? Just to as Jay Higgs is about to rock and roll. Oh, excuse me, someone's got a big exhaust outside my window. Good gosh, it happens every Tuesday for some reason. Out of the forward turn now for Jay Higgs, and about as he's caused the Nigel Mansell turn, or is it the Paratada? Depends on when you was watching the Mexican Grand Prix. Of course, it was called the Paratada back up until 1992, and then where it fell off the calendar. What was I saying? Oh, admin, yes. Itemizer, who was driving the Ferrari, is now a part of the Red Bull stable then, of course. Itemizer basically swapping Red for Red Bull then. And Itemizer, a Grand Prix winner as well. Remember, he won on his debut. This is his first appearance in quite a while for Itemizer. So good luck to him as well. Brooksy, of course, he's been very unlucky, hasn't he, as of late then. But Brooksy, of course, who I'm hoping that he has sobered up from his championship celebration potentially on Sunday, after he has been guiding Percy through the trials and tribulations of Gold this season as well, being his race engineer, of course. So Gold is going to be all the championships have been wrapped up for Gold, but there's still a lot to play for, like in the real world of Formula 1. Second, the constructors is very much still there for the taking. We've got an Alfa Romeo part in the stadium sector there. Of course, we've also got a lot of a lot of championship positions to the side as well. I think the top three are all cemented more or less. Then depends on who's going to finish second and third. But then we've got Indigo, who's up sort of Florida, and he's had 3 podiums in the last 3 races. Jay Hings going at fastest so far on a 17.6 to set us on our journey. Then as we fly down into turn 1, I'm in an orange whether it's good to be on pole position here. To be honest, to be fair, I don't know, to be honest. It depends on how good your start is, doesn't it? Marsky, who's I think putting in a bit of practice for next season, isn't he? Because I've heard that Marsky is running no assists or something along those lines. Here comes TK, who's back in here tonight. 4/10 of a second though, down on Kiki's time, who's gone at fastest so far. Kiki been a revelation in the second half of this season as well. Sick as muck. Brilliant result last time out. Absolutely fantastic there. He is full fast as well. In the background is the Mercedes car, Itemizer. Good opening lap there. He is 17.5, half a second away from the 16s at the moment, which is the top 2 but Itemizer, a Grand Prix winner in Belgium, his debut race last season, of course. So that the race will live long in the memory for me. Here is Vessier, one of 3 championship protagonists, but they need to stop the new potato, don't they? If they can. Vessier 5th fastest, very Vessier there was pretty quick in the sprint race, wasn't he, last week? But unfortunately, the Grand Prix itself, he really struggled, didn't he? TK is going to try and eat into new potato. New potatoes championship here. Don True Potts getting a qualifying battle as him and New Potato did come to blows last time out, didn't they? As hang on a minute, where am I? I don't know where I am, to be honest, which is not a good sign, is it? Just watching Brooksy, who's third fastest moment, 9 cars set time so far. Marsky, the slowest of the time runners, are winning 8th, 7 singles much. Vessier up into 6th, Jay Hings at 5th, Itemizer 4th, Brooksy, we're just watching now in third, TK second, but Kiki currently fastest at the moment there. As the running Red Bulls have come around the final turn, but I've got to keep an eye on Duncan Dave. I think then this gives me an opportunity then to say hello to you all. Good evening to Nolte. Bronze is back. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Hello again. Sean is back for bronze. I am indeed. Then, yes. Sorry, I looked down and was wondering what was on my feet. It's actually my slippers. Right, evening to you, Vessier. It's the Autodromo Humongous Rodriguez circuit, Sean. Say that 5 times fast. I can't even say it once. 5 times. I'll give it a go later on. He didn't save his setup movement, didn't? That's not very good, is it? He's now got a default setup. Rat or dry race, Dynamo Dan is asking. I'm not sure, to be honest, there, but I'm not privy to this kind of information, which makes it exciting for me, probably not for you guys at home, because you want to know what's going on. Cats, hello then. I don't believe it. I have a standard setup. I'm going to be slow then. Weather says heavy rain, then 5 minutes sunshine. For the race, I think that is. So that's race weather. I'm really confused. Mine says heavy rain, but sun every minute below. What? Okay. I must say that the weather forecast is almost as good as my Samsung app. So that's not looking too great, is it? Duncan Dave into the stadium section. Hello, German there. I hope you're well. Roll on next season, German is saying, and of course the season 6 champion German is there. A very difficult season for German, hasn't it? Of course, I think he's had 10 DNFs in like 14, 15 starts there. So, and a lot of it's been technical gremlins as well with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully, I think German's got that sorted now, hasn't he? So hopefully he can have a proper barrage at the championship next season. Smithfield Mighty, 6 fast at the moment now for the McLaren Mercedes. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got Moomin then, who's on a default setup there, so he's going to have a long evening. Moomin's going to have a long evening tonight, isn't they, as they come around the stadium section as well. Love the helmet, by the way. What's best to do, balance or increase that? I forgot my own setup there. Anyway, then, no idea movement guess. I forgot to say the setup. Closest to a 42 wing movement saying I would actually Google it 42 movement, but I think he's already out on circuit now. Oh, German is actually given the setup as well. I would read all that out, but I have no idea what that means. You're welcome. I remember that off by heart. Really? Blimey. Fantastic. Movement's going 12 fastest moment. Dynamo Dan there, just coming down the back straight. Sick as muck there. Sorry, Swan Shanks. I got the wrong Aston Martin there. No points so far for Swan Shanks there. I got everything crossed. That Swan Shanks get some points tonight. There, I've got everything, including my the hairs on my toes. Don't be funny, I'm hairless almost everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting to start puberty. Swan Shanks currently in the second party, second intermediate sector time now. It's just taking a look at all the and evening to you, sir. Much good evening to you there. It says wet and dry. It's confusing. I love it when the weather's confusing. Personally, I'm happy that the weather's not always 100% accurate because it makes it very interesting indeed. Because the weather's never always accurate in real world Formula 1 either. Swan Shanks has got a helmet very reminiscent of Nigel, hasn't he then? Or maybe Nigel's got a reminiscent helmet of Swan Shanks. However, I don't throw Swan Shanks on the medium tires. I think he's getting some race runs in here earlier on then. I think it's Nigel's always had the green, yellow and black helmet, so I reckon the Swan Shanks are stolen it off one of his team members. Dynamo down with the beautiful purple helmet. And lovely something done. The man who was runner-up last season in bronze. Difficult season this time around, going 10th fastest out for Dynamo Dan. His race trim is second to none, I'd say. His qualified trim, maybe something that he might need to work on in the upcoming events then for next season potentially. But race trim second to none. That is why he kept the championship going with himself and Jinner all the way up to China, I think it was last season, wasn't it? So along those lines, here comes Itemizar. He's coming 4/10 of a second up in the second split time there for the Red Bull. Currently in front of his teammate as well, Itemizar. We haven't seen the best of Itemizar this season, have we? I betted my bottom dollar, which unfortunately I have not got a bottom dollar anymore. But I did bet that Itemizar be involved in the top championship battle there. 3/10 of a second away, but he is now edged closer to Brooksy. He is currently third, still fourth fastest there. Vestia 1500 second up in the second. Coming up into the second split time after this chicane as well. The second Red Bull, car 29 for Vestia. DRS right on the mid. That's a Haas just in front of us. We're going to stick with Vestia because he has won the championship protagonist, of course. I would say, of course, that is what we're looking at the moment. And he's still got his Las Vegas helmet on then, which I accuse Vestia of saying that he stole it off Mushroom. Maybe it was Mushroom that stole it off Vestia. Shocking behaviour indeed. What about Vestia's time then? That's not too shocking. That's fifth fastest. A quarter of a second improvement as well. Sick as much, 2/10 a second down the first split time, so I expect he's 4/10 down the second one. So I think that he's going to abandon that time now. Here is the championship leader. Here is the man who is also the first ever bronze champion there, but he did win it. I think it was only 9 races the first ever bronze championship, wasn't it? Or was it 11? I think it was 9, wasn't it? For New Potato then. So this time now it's much more of a marathon rather than a sprint now for New Potato. I remember making his debut in a very mysterious gamer tag. Then is it still called gamer tags? I'm not too sure, but he was called Con1, wasn't he? And he certainly was P1, and he's P1 again here. And that is provisional pole position for the Ferrari here in Mexico. A good start then to the Scuderia. 10th of a second in front of Kiki, but Track Evolution is going to be king here tonight, so that is not going to be pole position. I don't expect that. But I am wrong more often than not then. Kiki looks like he might abandon this time and come back in the pits, I reckon, because he's off the pace on that lap. He is indeed. Vestia crawling back to the pits as well. What about Jay Hings then? Jay Hings then into the stadium sector as well. The the atmosphere now is fantastic. It's a shame about that piece of tarmac though. It's not the most impressive piece of tarmac in the world, is it? But I've got to say it's a fantastic atmosphere. Jay Hings out into the 16s by 2,000ths of a second now, and on the second row of the grid. And that is going to be very happy for the Ferrari, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. And Jay Hings could potentially be a major factor in this championship battle as well. With Jay Hings involved so high up the field then. With TK's teammate Duncan Dave down in 12th position. With Vestia's teammate Itemizar, who's in that battle as well, potentially. However, he wants to, for Vestia, Itemizar probably doesn't want to help his teammate too much there. Itemizar, I'm sure he's a lovely person, but of course Itemizar has had a horrific season, and Itemizar wants to prove that he has not lost any of his speed that he's shown in that last season's championship there. Brooksy wandering off the track there. Unfortunately, that is not going to count there, and he's also, oh goodness gracious me there, and that is the quickest way to go through the SSR. Unfortunately, it's not the leagueless way. So, Doug and Dave across the start-finish line as well. Let me catch up with whatever I was chatting about once Doug and Dave goes on a lap. Where am I? I'll actually get a full season to get some points on board, but I still got some time to make up in the winter break to challenge Percy consistently. German is saying that you're not alone, German. I think that there's 19 other drivers as well that might have to do the same, Percy. I think. No, I've got a total line here. I think Percy, he's won the championship, hasn't he? He's the world championship. He deserves it. Of course, whoever finishes first in the championship does deserve it, doesn't it? Don't they really? But I think that Percy is also. There's one thing that I thought that lacked with Percy last season, and that was the consistency coming through the field there and having issues here and there. And we heard Percy address this on Sunday. We heard Percy address this in USA, I think it was, or the Grand Prix before that, but Percy has addressed it, and now he's a formidable racing machine, isn't he? I think he's going to be Percy's going to be very formidable next season and potentially become our third double world champion in ALR history. Can anyone stop him is the question, but that is season 10. We're on bronze tonight. Duncan Dave goes 8 fastest there, and Jake the Slayer has gone 4th in the Mercedes. Slayer's had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he, over the past couple of races. Marsky, of course, tested out a new setup of the car tonight. He's 11th at the moment there, Marsky. It's not too shabby at all, is it there, Swan Shanks? And I've just read a comment about Swan Shanks there. Come on, Swan, to get a point. Goodness me. Cheers, German went out cheers, German, I went out when you said that then. Also forgot to put my ears back on then. Can someone slap me into gear there? Gordo, good luck, bronze, and great race from Gordo last night. Swan Shanks goes just under half a tenth of a second quicker than his previous best there, as Marsky has I think that I don't think there's an issue there for Marsky. I think he was just getting out of the way. There's an issue for Item Isaac though, unfortunately, as he is crawling, as New Potato is now back out on circuit and is about to start another time run, and he's currently the provisional pole sitter. I said earlier on then that ain't going to be pole position. Well, potentially that could be pole position because no one has beaten that in the last couple of minutes or so. So New Potato going for another bite of the cherry here tonight as he rolled down into turn 1 then I've got Purse on the brain for New Potato. Then he is going for his 5th pole position of the season then for himself and for the Ferrari out of turn 3 then. Whilst he's on an up, let me continue. Goodness gracious me then, Moomin has got a wing setup which is less than being desired. Then as German said, that's awful. He's going to be spinning all the time like Kylie Minogue. Serious much from saying that. Of course, big fan Kylie Minogue is. She was on the grid in Australia in 2008 or 7. How do I remember that? Because I just remember her stood next to as a New Potato was abandoned that time. I remember that because I'm sure it's 2008 actually. No. I just remember, I can't remember, I just remember seeing a bit of the awful Earth Honda car, if anyone remembers that monstrosity, but I can't remember if it was the 2008 version where they kind of, whoa, itemize on there, a handful of opposite lock there, and I think this lap may be thrown out the window, unfortunately. Smithy Almighty goes 2/10 of a second quicker and is up into 8th there. Vestier down to 9th when the championship protagonist. Swan Shanks has improved quite nicely there, and in 11th position, Marsky's abandoning his time then. Woody's starting his lap. Woody's starting their lap now, and here we go. Then Kaz out on circuit. New Potato then. He's going to have one more shot then. He's going to have one shot like JLS said. I think they've also I think JLS are also back together, aren't they? Didn't that one of the dudes try to do a backflip, didn't they? And unfortunately landed on their face. That would happen if I do it. Smithy Almighty has done his lap. Vessier is invalidated. Has he got enough time? He hasn't got enough hers, to be fair. He's got half a minute though to see if he can get that sorted. I'm just taking a look to see who is going to make the line then. TK is going to make the line then with just 20 seconds to go then. That's good judgment there for TK and the Williams car. Red Bull that's a Red Bull car in the pits. Slayer's in the pits. Itemizer unfortunately in the pits as well then. So that's all done and dusted for Itemizer. Kaz out on circuit as well. The Aston Martin who is just coming in the pits as well. For who was that in the pits? I think it was one of the Aston Martin. Swan Shanks into a very good 11th position there. Kaz going to 16th. Lovely stuff indeed there. Hungry Stars unfortunately he has not set a time. He's down in 18th. So is Mushroom down in 19th. I got a McLaren of Smithy Almighty finishing off his lap. Well, no, he's in the pits actually. So there's a Mercedes though. Let me catch up with that Mercedes. And here's Winnie, 2/10 a second, and he stays 15th. But that's an improvement on his position. Movement's found a second there, but unfortunately he has extended track limits there. Dynamo Dan goes 11 fast, just outside the top 10 there for Dynamo Dan. I see an AlphaTauri. Where is he? He's Kiki, 900 a second, has a car in the wall. Brooksy's in the wall, then he's out to the Peloton, and it's perilous for Brooksy. He is going to start 6th at the very least. Vessier has come through in 9th position. That's a horror show for the Red Bull driver. Sicker's Mark once again showing his performance recently, and TK is also done in qualifying as well. New Potato pole position then. I was wrong again. That was the pole position lap. Congratulations to New Potato. That is well, that was his 5th pole position of the season for himself. Really well done there for Nude Potato. Hats off to the Ferrari driver. That's Ferrari's 6th pole position of the season. And let me see, what is the all-time stats I hear I said for Nude Potato. That is his 11th pole position of his career in 44 qualifying attempts. Well done indeed there to Nude Potato. Magnificent stuff indeed. And that is qualifying done and dusted. Let me quickly wrap up the comments if I can then. It was 11 for season 1. Knowles said yes, the terms of race then, so it's 9 for season 3. I got it, so I was a bit wrong there. I wouldn't know. I'd done a 25-20 yesterday and it didn't feel nice, but that might have been just me. Haha. Anyway, just clipping down the rest of the comments as well then. I've got about enough time before we get on to the classification. Oh, there it is now. 8,000 a second separates Kiki and New Potato. Those two are going to be battling then for the race potentially. Then bottom was second attempt there. Slayer saying then, probably the best that high downforce tracks, but need to translate it over other tracks. Now German saying Qatar, Zam for all the high downforce ones. I'll take top 6 and top 8 was busy decorated all day yesterday. Luckily he was practicing then. Evening to Brabbit. Good evening to you for new champion there, Brabbit. It's good stuff. I was going to say I wasn't going to go out, wasn't paying attention there. Yo, Brabbit, the silver champion. Potato spin messed me up. Was like half a tenth up on my time. Kiki was saying there. So Kiki feeling a bit hard done by.
BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Good heavens above, look at that, the heavens have opened here, and that is a deluge if I've ever seen one. That is surely for wet tyres if I've ever seen. Look at the puddles in the pit lane here. That is absolutely appalling conditions here tonight. Good heavens! I hope everyone's packed their wellies because they're going to be knee deep in water. I would say then. That is, and I think that this is probably the most appalling conditions I have ever seen now. I've ever seen, and Smithy Almighty has got an issue with his game by the looks of things. This is going to be messy. Dynamo saying hopefully Smithy can get back in then. Whilst that's happening, then let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors. New Potato, 31 points in front of Vestier, who is down in the mid part of the field. I think he's 9th or 10th in the race there. TK is down to 3rd, and he missed last week, but he's back in action. He's 32 points away at this moment in time. Hopefully Dynamo Dan can get in before the end of this formation lap. All on wet tyres there. Jay Hings up in the 4th end with Dr. True Potts right at the back of the field in 5th. But Slayer in 6th, 20 points away from the Doctor. 7th is Key keeping fantastic. German is asked, does he love him? In 7th position there, Key, you love me and all that kind of stuff. Cirrus Mushroom in 8th end with Brooksy in 9th. And Marsky in 10th position at the championship as well. There's a 14-point deficit between Marsky and Winnie. Then Smithfield Almighty in 12th with Dynamo Dan 13th, Vintage 14th, Duncan Davis 15th, Style 16th, Sickers Merc on 22, 12 for Item Izar looking strong though in that Red Bull. 19th in Scooby Stew, 20th for Swanshanks. Constructors Championship, 90 points separates the Ferrari and the Red Bull team, but hopefully Red Bull will have 2 cars now for the remainder of the season, and then hope they can score some points to be able to try and hold back that Ferrari team if they can. Williams are 5 points away at the moment now in third position, but Duncan Dave currently in the 11th position, but that's a good place where he can get some points. Alfa Romeo in 4th. 5th is the Mercedes team. Alpine are in 6th there. The Haas team is 7th for AlphaTauri. McLaren in 9th, and Aston Martin completes the top 10 as well. Joint constructors and the Williams have actually jumped up to 2nd and displacing the Alfa Romeo team. So that is so it's very tight in joint constructors for 2nd, and now the gap between Mercedes and Williams is less than 100 points now, which is the first time in a couple of weeks there. That is a wee bit wet then. Oh, I guess my setup is not that bad then. Moving is saying, and you'll need rear downforce said that's going to be the issue. It will dry up. New Potato pole position for the 11th time of his career. 12th, second position I should say, is Kiki. 3rd is TK, 32 points beyond the championship leader. 4th is Slayer. Jay Hings in 5th position there. That's Sika's, nope, that's Swanshanks out on the grid there. Sika's Muck is in 6th position, all on wet tyres, I remind you there. Brooksy is in 7th there. He was going all for broke, unfortunately. He crashed at Nigel Mansell before just as he qualified, and then Smithfield Mighty's a ghost. Hopefully he can get back in the car. Vessier 10th there, he's 31 points away of the championship. Duncan Dave 11th, 12th is Dynamo Dan, then 13th Swanshanks, Marsky, Winnie, Kaz, Moomin, Hungry Stall, Serious Russian, The Doctor. 20 cars line up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. Sitting comfortably, are we? Because we're about to begin with a Mexico City Grand Prix. That's the official title. 5 lights are on in this absolute drenched circuit here, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go then. And it's a very sluggish start for everyone, because look at that. That's appalling condition. Yellow flag there. Smith and Mighty has not got going, and it's now racing down into turn 1 there. Look at the spray. This is almost a borderline. This is borderline dangerous going down into turn 1. There's an Alfa Romeo off the circuit there, and Brooksy, I think it was there. And they're all concertina up there. Where is everyone? There's yellow flags, and there's chaos here in the midfield. And I can't believe that these drivers are still on the grid then. Itemites are down in 18th there. Winnie is got some position as well. Smithfield Mighty hoping to get back in the car. He is in the car. That's good to see. Kiki's down in 20th position. The man who was 2nd on the grid. Oh goodness me. Winnie's got a 5-second penalty. New Potato still leads the way. TK needs to get past quickly. Kaz is off the circuit. There's Winnie at the back of the field there. It is chaos here at the opening stages of Mexico. This is appalling conditions here in Mexico, but apparently it is going to dry up sooner or not too long into this Grand Prix. But it is tough conditions out there to say the least. Here is the championship protagonist. Where is Vessier? Itemites off the circuit, and he's gone off in a big way. I think that he recovers there. Down in 19th position. There's a VSC. It's a virtual safety car. That's not going to help. That's not going to help with drawing the track up, is it? As Vessier has moved his way up 4 positions. He's now in 6th position there. Of course, Vessier 31 points away in the Drivers' Championship. TK 32 points away in the Drivers' Championship. They need to start eating into the lead of New Potato. Remember that we still have a sprint race to come next week, of course. So the championship is still anyone's for grabs. But a win for New Potato today will get her in the box seat central next week, of course. Down the back straight there. Everyone is VSC at the moment now. As Slayer, I thought, was trying to overtake TK here. I think the Slayer on the podium at the moment there. The Mercedes driver is, and as he is revving up to go again. Jay Hings over in 4th position at the moment. VSC that is those are stickers might coming up. There's a drive-through penalty for Vessier. Oh no! And I'm thinking that might be a drive-through for it's 2 drive-throughs for Stickers Mud and for Vessier. New Potato has lost the lead then, because TK has taken the lead, and we go down into turn 4, and TK has done what he needs to do in these appalling conditions. He passes the Ferrari and makes his way up into the lead of this race. And on lap 2, he has got 34 laps so to contest it. And Brooksy's well off the circuit there. Vessier trying to set up the starters down the inside. There's contact then, and down into the mini stadium sector. Sickers Monk down up into 6th position, and down into 7th goes Brooksy. Down into 8th goes Brooksy. Down with that is out in 7th position. What an incredible start to this Mexico City Grand Prix. Look at the spray. You can hardly see what is going on. But that is a championship-defining mistake for Vessia. I wonder if he got caught out by Sigismund. Both of them have got a drive-through penalty. That is not ideal at all. There's the tyre information, and everyone is on the wet tyres. Optimizer is coming to the pits now. It's coming to the pits. Said so he had damage on the opening lap. Unfortunately, Optimizer making his return to bronze. Sniper down in the Red Bull. TK is at the fast side of the race. Goodness gracious me, TK is absolutely flying. He's a second in front already. There's no DRS yet. There would not be DRS yet either for quite a while because, of course, safety concerns in this rain-affected Mexico City Grand Prix. Into turn one there. Look at the gap. 6 seconds there between the top four and the rest of the field. Dynamo Dan on the inside. Brooksy's on the outside. Brooksy's taken the position. Swanshanks up into a superlative 7th now. Swanshanks has not got a point this season, but we're all hoping he can. And Marsky is got a new driving style, new setup tonight. He's up to 8th position, flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. Hungry Styles passes Duncan Dave. Duncan Dave has got something to say in the championship as well. Of course, the Constructors is also up for grabs as well. Who's that serious mushroom there? Passes Moomin, I think it was. Moomin is now fighting his teammate here. He is super subbing in tonight for Vintage there. Moomin trying to get on the power, but I think Kiki's got a better run. He does have a better run. Remember, Moomin hasn't got a setup, has he, which is going to be not going to be helpful at all. And look at the rain coming off. Look at the spray curve of those tyres here. This is incredible. I'm surprised I got a safety car here because this is quite appalling conditions out there, especially in these modern Formula 1 cars these days. Of course, back in the 90s, I think that we wouldn't even be thinking about a safety car yet. However, these are ground effects machines that out of the final turn that TK has found another half a second and since we last looked at him. TK has set another fast out of the race as well. What about the doctor? There he is. Look at that rain. That's going horizontal at the moment. This is absolutely, it's a deluge out there. Oh, goodness gracious me. We're going to need some some oars, I think, in this one. And look at that, then. It's the Dr. Trupot squeezing Hungry Styles. Styles hasn't scored a point since, well, goodness me, I think since the opening couple of rounds of the championship. But, and Serious Mushroom flying through the field as well. He has passed Duncan Dave. And up into 11th position. Duncan Dave is going to go back on the inside. Not quite there. And up into 11th position goes Serious Mushroom. Kaz getting past. Can Smith, the Almighty, go up and under? Not quite. So, drive through penalties for Sigismund and Vessia. They was high up in the field. They're now down in 18th and 19th position there. Itamizar also had issues on the opening lap there. He is down in 20th position at the moment now. I think that all those drivers need a safety car, I think, that to get themselves back into this, and they may have pace. Dr. Trupot's going up the inside, contact with Marsky. And unfortunately, I think that Dr. Troops are maybe a day late and $1 short there. But Marsky's incredible start there has unfortunately has dropped himself down 60 minutes there. So Marsky's going to be very frustrated in that Haas car. Unfortunately, because he was drawing a superlative race up until that point. Look at this queue of cars now, which is led by Duncan Dave and Trupot. Saying we've got Styles, Kiki, Moomin, Kaz, Smith, Almighty, Marsky, all within a second of each other. DRS is not available. Then it's too wet for the DRS at the moment there. As goodness me, we're going to need speedboats, and that's absolutely appalling conditions out there. My goodness gracious me. And I wouldn't want to be in that stadium. Usually it's one of the most beautifulest parts to sit in a Grand Prix. Just ask Nosey, he was there in 2018 or 19 maybe, or 2020, but I think it's 2019 was there. Across the line they come now, but however I wouldn't want to be in that stadium like that. There's no cover at all. You're going to be absolutely drenched here from head to toe, as the drivers are probably drenched as well. Down into turn one they come then. Styles had, contact, and Styles has gone into the back of Trupot, and and Styles there is also spun there after I'm not sure if he was inside by the Alpha Tower there, but he's down into 60, but it's Vessia trying to get through as well. Unfortunately, I think it was just the Styles off again now. Styles there off again. I think that's frustration for the McLaren driver. Having a great start to this race, but unfortunately was it's because it's so wet out there. I think that was the issue there for Styles there. And unfortunately, we seen that happen a week ago. We've seen that a couple of times happen in Bronze over the season, haven't we? On board with the second McLaren now, who's now been in 13th. Smith is on the outside of Kaz, and Kaz has kept his race in line there. Albeit Kaz, I don't think is going to be able to keep on the road there. He's off the circuit, and the S's. There he is. He's coming back on now. And Vessier is going to have to navigate another chicane here because he's had to overtake Styles there after Styles was recovering. And now he's having to overtake a recovering Alpine. And look at that driver on the outside. My goodness, I think that was True Pots, was it? I think it was both Alpines well off the circuit. My goodness gracious me. Formation flying there for the Alpine. Vessier on the outside. Then Dodge True Pots, who was involved in the championship up until part of the last 3 races, where he's unfortunately had to miss there and dropped off the back of the top 3 in the championship. Down in 17th now, with Dr. Drew Potts is trying to recover after picking up that penalty in USA. Vessier passes, and Swanshak's up to down into 8th position. While Duncan Davis lost the order as well. Key up into 9th position. I think he was at the back of the field, wasn't he, after lap 1 then? We're only on lap 6, goodness gracious me. And it was out Dr. Drew Potts on the outside of his team, and then a cars Alpine, so they got a super sub into like the Alpine answer. It's not helped Dr. True Pots at all there. And Seeker's Muck is going to take both of them there as both Alpines tripping over each other. And I'm not sure that's that is probably the best display of teamwork in this one tonight there, as Kaz going very deep into turn 4. But oh goodness me, it's a bit of and Kaz there spins Seeker's Muck. Oh dear, and I think that's definitely overzealous. Seeker's Muck, I think, will be feeling very aggrieved by that, as there is contact a few times there. Seeker's Muck spins around now, but he is going to be furious of that there. And I must say that that's, I think that Kaz possibly should have backed off of it there, because that was a couple of times there he went to the back of the Aston Martin. Seeker's Muck is unfortunately recovering once again then. Dr. Trupot's got a 3-second penalty. It's a nightmare race for the Alpine team at the moment there. New Potato's now 2 seconds back at the moment. He is losing 7 points in the World Drivers' Championship. Yellow flag then it's the 2 Alpines there off the circle again. Then we've got Itemizer off at the S there as he is trying to recover, and unfortunately it's not going too well for Itemizer on his debut for the Red Bull. Both Red Bulls down in 15th and 20th at the moment. Now it's not what they want to write home about, is it? Down into turn 1, coming up into turn 1 now, and we're about halfway down the straight. Smithy Almighty's done a good job to make his way back over to 12th, and lovely stuff indeed there. Whoa, he's going for it! He's out on the, I think Smithy Almighty, was avoiding an accident next. I think he misjudged that. Smith Almighty does. He picked up a 3-second penalty, but he has not gone and damaged his car, or didn't go to the back of Moomin. So good stuff indeed there for Smith Almighty. However, unfortunately, he got the wrath of the stewards there, and now got a 3-second penalty there. Unfortunately, so. Who's out off the circuit? Moving's off the circuit. Winnie's going up the inside of Smithy Almighty here. Of course, Winnie, a Grand Prix winner this season. We've had a lot of new Grand Prix winners over the course of all 3 championships in ALR. My goodness gracious me, is this the most of any season? Potentially. I don't know that stat, but I think it might be, to be fair. Obviously, apart from the season. Back of Moomin, there's a 3-second gap when he gets past Moomin, or if he gets past Moomin, I should say that, because it's not a foregone conclusion there, as Moomin there may be taking it cautious in this stage. Rain has eased off, I think, now, albeit it's not going horizontally anymore, it's just coming straight down now. The wind may have also dropped off as well. It can't be me there, because I haven't had any tacos yet. Now into the stadium sector again there, but what about Moomin then? No, what about Winnie? Oh goodness gracious me, great battle here. Gap in the front, 2.2 seconds there. 2.4 now. Yellow flag there. What's happened? It's Duncan Dave, and it's a safety car. And I think that's a very so that safety car is Duncan Dave getting out of the way. Yellow flags then, and yellow flags a full course caution there for Duncan Dave as he's getting off the circuit to get out of Vessier's way. I think then Smithy Almighty is they're all from swapping positions there, which is not ideal because it's a safety car. Intermediate tires for Dr. True Pots as a queue against the Alpine team. There's civil war in the French team tonight. Holy moly there. Oh, the pits now. It's still wet tyres there for everyone else. Then as Itemizer has come into the pits as well. Very late call for Itemizer. Look at the rate. Look at the spray coming off the ground effect car. So there's a lovely shot there from overhead. Now the Red Bull mechanics going to work. And what tyres is there? It's still the 4 wet tyres going on. And these wet tyres from Pirelli are pretty rubbish, to be fair. The intermediate tyres are a lot better. Than as he is now on the intermediate tyres. Is Dr. True Pots. Itemizer coming on the pits now. Is anyone else going to gamble on the wet tyre, on the intermediate tyres then? And rain has eased off quite dramatically here, hasn't it there? Because that is much not as heavy as what it once was. Safety cars out then. Teammate to TK, which is, well, I say it's eased off. Look at that. That's appalling down there. TK's teammate Duncan Dave has had an issue. Spun at the bottom. Look at the water coming off of the cars. He comes into the pit lane. Whoa, my word there. And they're all coming into the pits then. And I wonder if anyone's going to gamble on staying out here. Let's see what tyres they're going to go on. Only Dodge True Pots on the intermediate tyres. Kaz has got a 5-second pound severe collision there. And unfortunately, intermediate tyres for TK. And Kaz there has got a severe collision there. He's got come to blows there. New Potato staying on the wet tyres. So is just there. And Hings is on the intermediate tyres there. Brooksy also on the intermediate tyres there. Down and Dan is staying on the wet tyres. Goodness gracious me then. This is going to be a mixture, isn't it there? And Marsky's staying out there. Marsky is staying out on the wet tyres at the moment. But look at the rate. He's going to be in front. I think he's going to have to let Brooksy back through because, yeah, Brooksy was in front out of the safety car line. Intermediates for Kiki, for Swanshanks. Miffy Almighty has stayed on wet tyres. Moomins on the intermediate tyres. I hope you're all writing this down, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious me. Duncan Dave changing the nose come there. It's still all 20 cars left in this race there. And he's on the intermediates as well. Dr. True Pots was the first of the drivers to come in. Itemizer has got a drive-through penalty there for speeding under the safety car. It's a nightmare scenario for Itemizer. Unfortunately, down in 20 position there. It doesn't rain, but it pours, literally and figuratively, for the second Red Bull. Ow! Oh, I've got someone just bit me on the bum there. Goodness me. My sister's been down here. It might be some fleas, I don't know. Lap 9 of the Mexico City Grand Prix. That rain has definitely eased off now. I reckon the intermediate tyres might be the way to go, you know. Anyway, we'll see, find out. It's not at the moment, because look, I think that those intermediate tyres are probably really drowning at the moment, but I think that it's going to be intermediate tyres sooner rather than later. And the best way to drive a Formula 1 track is to have 20 cars going circulation around the circuit there and throwing that water back into the sky. So I think that is the best way. But look at those puddles there. Goodness me. There's a lot of water all the way around the circuit, and as we are not even, I think we're about a third of the way through, something like that. That would go, wouldn't it? That would do something like that then. Is anyone going to rethink their strategy? Yes, we got a Haas car in the pits. Dynamo Dan has come into the pits and he thinks it is probably the wet tyres may not be the best tyre to be on now. Goodness me, at the time when they all came to the pits, it was certainly wet tyres, but with the transition into light rain now here, of course, a lot of the drivers said, who's going to believe our Mark, of course, with the weather radar, and who's going to believe what's on circuit? And of course, the golden rules be on the right tyre at the right time. Moving in the pits as well for the AlphaTauri. Intermediate tyres going on again then. Sick as muck, staying on the wet tyres. Dr. True Pots pitting as well. I'm wondering if it's going to be a long stint on these. It is going to be a long stint then on these intermediate tyres then. Sick as muck then. Sorry, not Sick as muck. Itemizer coming around the final turn as well. So safety cars out at the moment. Bernd Mailander. Bernd Mailander as currently leading the race at the moment with New Potato second, Slayer in third position. So the top three is wet tyres for New Potato and Slayer, and it is as Itemizer back out of the pits on the intermediate tyres. And look at that rain. That rain has eased off there, and I think that this is good news then for the intermediate runners. But look, that spray though is quite. I reckon it's going to be a couple laps before the intermediate tyres become quicker than the full wet tyres. That mostly Britta now on the intermediate tyres, and it's easier to say who's on the wets now. Sickers Mug, Winnie, both on wet tyres. Wet tyres for Sears, Mushroom, and Marsky, who has not pitted at all yet. Marsky on 10-lap old wet tyres. Then we've got New Potato and Slayer as well as the safety car sat at the moment. We're just watching Itemizer at this moment in time then, and goodness gracious me, and it's a great opportunity to talk about our sponsor, which I have been very disappointed in myself for neglecting them over the over a gold race and here again tonight. Shocking stuff indeed there. Of course, BoxBox then, who powers this stream, powers me, powers all of ALR and all the beautiful graphics and gizmos that goes with it as well. And of course, I hope you all use Boxstars. Moonman's got a 5-second penalty to be in the pit lane. Goodness gracious me. BoxBox, of course. Then I hope you use that BoxBox for as Cirrus Mushroom and Marsky's competition. I hope you use BoxBox for the live timings on Sunday in Abu Dhabi, as it probably was more entertaining than what was actually on the TV. Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? There, Abu Dhabi was alright, wasn't it? Unfortunately, there wasn't really much going on, was it? Really, just in terms of championship battles, also, but there is a championship battle on here tonight, which we'll go through in just a jiffy. But yeah, BoxBox, and of course you can use lovely widgets then to keep an update with your drivers, the timings and all that kind of stuff, and that is going to be very useful coming up in 95 days time then, when we are back in Bahrain, and also 94 now, I can't remember, and I think it's about 90 days when we get testing as well, which will also be quite a useful tool for anyone who is at work and unable to watch the testing, which I probably will be as well, because I want to save up all my holidays so that I can watch practice there as well. And just watching a TK at the moment, and safety car is still out at the moment. I would think that the safety car has been out for quite a long time now. I'd be surprised if it's out for one more lap there, but this might help. You know, it's back in now. Itemizer, Kaz and Moomin might be able to catch up to the back there, but safety car is in now. Let's see, as goodness me, and there's a very slow there's TK almost well, it's slowing everyone down here now, and I think that might get... Oh, it's I think there's been a contact between New Potato and TK here, and it's New Potato is gone here, and TK then I think he's concerned about the slipstream, isn't he? I think so. Contact there, and this is not ideal at all. Then both championship protagonists there going wheel to wheel, and I'm wondering then if that's not ideal at all. Then so that was quite a messy restart here. That is disappointing. They're still not gone yet, because look at this. We're now racing now. It's a very slow restart here. It's of course it's the lead driver's prerogative of when they get going there, but that was very slow indeed. But TK has now got going, and this is not ideal for New Potato there, because Slayer is now alongside, and Jake Hings there is going down into second position here, and it's the two Ferraris. Jay Hings there is a repeat of gold, is it? Almost then, and Jay Hings there is staying on the outside. They're both Ferraris. They've got to be careful here. The constructors are still on the line as well as the drivers. Oh my goodness gracious me, then that was a very interesting restart there, was it? But it's worked very nicely for TK though, because he's a second up the road whilst everyone else is battling with each other. New Potato is still in front of his teammate here, and I'm wondering if it would have been best there to let his teammate go. But of course, but then again, that's not going to help New Potato in the Drivers' Championship. As a goodness gracious me, I think that the Ferraris, I think that intermediate tyres are the quicker way to go. Now Slayer having a look then, but I think that the restart there is going to be a lot of contention around that restart, I think, after this race. But we're only at half distance yet. Brooks has got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately. That could be crucial later on this one. Penalties are usually quite high on the agenda in this one. Swanshank's getting past Marsky and up into 9th position now. As of course there is still a lot of spray out there. I think that the spray is not dissipated yet. Then Vestia is now up into 7th position there, but a lot of bumping wheels there. And with Kiki, TK is at the far side race, and contact again there between Kiki and Vestia out of the Nigel Mansell turn then. And we have got New Potato who's down into 2nd position, and here's Brooksy. Brooksy's coming as well. And where is Brooksy going to go? He can almost bring it. He's going to go for the middle. He's going for the middle. He's going for it. He's having a look there. And he passes the championship leader, New Potato, up into turn 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry about that. I got too excited there. Sit down. Goodness me. Vessier, who's on the outside, he doesn't want to be fighting the AlphaTauri too hard there. He wants to be getting through the pack, doesn't he? Unscathed, and he is unscathed more or less, but he's had a very difficult start to this race on the outside. That is incredible bravery there from Vessier. Oh, and he's on the inside now, but that is great racing there from Vessier. Great, I don't know how he braked so late there, but that is fantastic. Swanshanks into a superb 7th position there. Can Swanshanks, one of the most experienced drivers on the bronze grid, can he use that experience now to get some push for himself in the Aston Martin? It's been an appalling season. New Potato's got a 3-second penalty, goodness gracious me. And a yellow flag at the back of the field then. And oh my goodness me, it's the championship leader. Potatoes off the circuit. It is going all wrong for New Potato now. On the wet tyres there, unfortunately for New Potato. And now losing, going down the other side. Duncan Dave off the circuit there. Of course, he had instance there, didn't he, which caused the safety car to begin with. Lovely shot from the nose cone of Moomin. As when the Mercedes have winning, Moomin's trying to go on the outside there. And I think that as into the pits comes New Potato. The New Potato, oh goodness me. Also in the pits is the car in front of us as well. I think a serious pressure on the intermediate tyres there. Is there damage on the Ferrari? There is damage on the Ferrari then. So New Potato then, one of New Potato's strengths this season has been recovering after difficult times, and I think New Potato now is going to really need to get that mentality on the go here. Slayer down the order then, yellow flag in at turn 1, 2, and 3. Who is that? Not sure who it is, to be honest. I'm trying to have a look to see what it is, but the yellow flag has gone now. Don't know who it was there, but now Slayer, who's still on the wet tyres at the moment. The rain is still coming down then, but not as hard as it once was there. Moving up the inside of Winnie into the mini stadium sector as well, and they're crawling all over the back of each other. And Winnie on the wet tyres there, so Winnie is not on the right tyres, and that is the golden rule in these conditions, or any condition in Formula 1. Be on the right tyre at the right time. One of the McLarens are having a sniff on the inside of the Mercedes as well. Moving there, oh goodness me, bit of contact there. Oh goodness gracious me, starts having to get out there. Dr. True Potts has got a penalty as well there. Car's in a 15th position. Yellow flag then is Itemizer. Oh, Itemizer's off in a major way. He's on the hard tyres. That is a safety car for Itemizer. And goodness me, I feel that might be a bit of good luck there for Itemizer, because he was on the hard tyres. It is still raining. I don't think that those dry tyres would have got very far. Anyway, I don't think anyone's even thought about dry tyres yet. Dr. True Potts on the interest now, and who's that in the pits? And that's Slayer in the pits. The opportunity now for the two Mercedes, and the two Mercedes going their own way in this race there. But now I will see both of them come in the pits now. There's going to be a queue in the Mercedes garage, and on the intermediate tyres before it comes out of the pits, and Winnie in the pits as well. Cars also in the pits. I wonder if any drivers have these intermediate tyres. They may have to go a long way here on lap 15. This may be another long safety car, so so I'm wondering if some drivers are going to think, let's get to the end of this race on these current intermediate tyres, and six them up there on new intermediate tyres, as is New Potato. Then so New Potato is been given a reprieve, and down in 70th position the championship leader is he has got no points at the moment now, but anything can happen. We're only at half distance yet, and this safety car is going to be very helpful indeed. Itemizer, if he got to make sure that he has got enough of a gap, I think, so he shouldn't get lapped there for Itemizer. I think he's taking his drive for pounds as well as the Itemizer, so this could be potentially Itemizer's Itemizer's chance to get himself back into this race, and he's in the pits now. He's got a 3-second penalty. That is it for Itemizer. Intermediate tyres are ready for the Red Bull, and also he has got a new front wing as well. He should get out in front of the Crocodile, and then he should be able to catch up to the back then, and Itemizer should be able to get back into this race then. So safety car, we may have another long safety car here with the field very well spread out as well then. Currently, as it stands then, we have TK, with TK currently getting 25 points, I think even 26, 26 points at the moment there compared to New Potato 0. The championship battle is going to be down to 21, 11, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7. So down to 7 points-ish, give or take then, between TK. 8 points between New Potato and TK, of course, the championship battle. Vesser up into 4th now as well. So anything can happen in Grand Prix racing. It usually does, doesn't it? And as the great Murray Walker said a lot as well, and that is exactly it then, because this race has been absolutely barney so far. Appalling conditions here in Mexico City. The conditions are starting to get better, but that rain is still quite heavy indeed. True Potts has left the session. Hopefully he can get himself back in, because he's in a very good 8th position at the moment. True Potts is in the Alpine, and hopefully Alpines have stopped taking lumps out of each other as well, which they were certainly very much not helping each other earlier on this race. Let's take stock. We're on lap 16 and 2 laps away from half distance, and here in the mini stadium sector as well. Lovely shot here. Safety car for the 2nd time here tonight here in Mexico. Of course, this is our final stop in Mexico tonight, as we will then go to Abu Dhabi tomorrow for Formula 2. Formula 2, of course, then there is a almighty battle for the team's championship there between Carling and Campos then, and I am looking forward to that then. Well, not really, because that means that I'm going to have to get the calculator out during the live stream, which is never a good thing. As you just said now, I struggle to take away 26 points, add 26 points onto TK's total as well. Lap 16 then. So we got Kaz and Itamazo just catch up to the back. Then TK leads the way, and that is perfect there for TK. He needs a maximum score tonight, and he is to win on New Potato. 2nd position, Jay Hings there once again showing his might in the Ferrari. Dr. True Potts is back in. Yes. 3rd position is Brooksy, but Brooksy has a 3-second penalty. If there's a safety car late on in this race, that could be costly. But at the moment, it's all fine. You just cannot afford another one. Vestier up to a superb 4th moment. Potentially could be 3rd. He struggled with 1 lap pace there in qualifying again, but Vestier now very much is not out of this, is he? Not by a long shot in 4th position. Swanshanks in a superlative 5th position. Well, I think he's in the naughty book from Slayer, but Swanshanks is now in 5th position now, and I have got everything crossed for Swanshanks, doing a superlative job at the moment there. Kiki in 6th position with Dynamo Dan in 7th. Dr. True Potts is a ghost at the moment, but I'm hoping he can. Yes, he's back in, and he's in 8th position there. 9th position is Smithy Almighty, with 10th position is Moomin in the points as well. 3 of those drivers, True Potts, Smithy Almighty, and Moomin, have all got penalties, unfortunately. Styles in 11th position, just outside the points there. Can Styles get some points there after it's been a bit of a dry spell? Not here, of course. We've had a very wet spell here. Serious Mushroom, top position there. Maybe took the wrong tyre choice there, similar to New Potato, but he's in 12th now and on the right tyre. Kaz has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags there. I'm not sure how that's happened. 13th position is Marsky there. 14th is Slayer. 15th is Winnie. 16th is Sick as Muck. 17th is New Potato, then 18th is Duncan Dave, as Kaz, who was at the back of the field, is for some reason, I think that they've overtaken each other there, haven't they, as Kaz and Duncan Dave. And at 20th position is Itemizer, who's almost up to the back of the Crocodile as well, so he's back in this one. Itemizer is 2 safety cars, and we've had safety cars in the end of the lap then, so Itemizer might be he might just be able to catch up to the back end, but Itemizer is looking a lot more brighter now than it was before. And once again, a very slow restart here. Of course, it is the leader's prerogative, but the drivers must be aware. Kaz is off the circuit there. That's not a good restart there, but TK, once again, a very slow restart here. This time, though, not as chaotic as it was last time there, but TK there, it is his prerogative, though, I must remind you. Of course, Jensen Button had a similar restart start in Italy. Was it 2010, 2012? I don't know. No, 2012 retired. TK out of the final turn then, and is away then. Jay Higgs has had a pretty appalling run out of the Nigel Mansell turn, and he has lost down into 2nd position already then. Higgs is down to 3rd, actually. There he goes then. With 4th position there is Bessier. He's having a look there, but no dice mode. And apart from that, it's as you were then. Apart from Slayer, who's going to have a lunge on Marsky. He's past Marsky before we even got to the braking zone of turn 1 there. Slayer up into 13th position, passes the Haas driver, and away they go. Itemizer now into a superlative 19th position then. So let's see what Itemizer can do now for the remainder of the season. We're finally at half distance. Goodness gracious me, it's been chaotic right from the green lights. We don't have green lights in F1 anymore, do we? Serious Mushroom there, diced in with Styles up into 11th position now, and he is now now on course there. No penalties at the moment for Mushroom. Penalties for Kaz, for Itemizer, New Potato, for Moomin, Smithy, Dr. Truepots and Brooksy as well. So those are the drivers then that have got penalties at the moment. Dr. Truepots said, goodness me, they come from the back of the field that has been spun around a couple of times. Now he's in 8th position there and almost off the circuit. I thought he was gone there, but he has a bit of a breathing space up between himself and Smithy. And they're in 8th and 9th position there. Otherwise, that could be very dicey indeed, couldn't it? Marvski has Slayer then out of position now. He was quick in qualifying. This rain-affected race has not helped Slayer to much degree, as he winning going very deep out of the stadium sector there. TK has set another fast on the race, flying at the moment, and the gap is 1.5 seconds there between himself and that's through. Or is he? No, it isn't there, because we're going to have a drag race between Moomin and Serious Mushroom down the back straight. Nude Potato has set a fast on the race, and Kiki's past Swanshanks, and or has he then, because we've got another, but look at that, Swanshanks back on the outside, is he? No, not quite then, and almost there, and now it's Moomin on the outside. Serious Mushroom couldn't get past, and now then this may hurt Serious Mushroom then, because look at that, then there's drivers nipping all over his heels then, but Mushroom's going to go on the outside. Moomin is going to take the inside here, and oh goodness me, a bit of a squeeze there on the outside, but Serious Mushroom there is going on the outside nonetheless. A great race in there. Hard but fair is what I call that. Fantastic stuff indeed. Mushroom over to 10th position. And who's that? Slayer going on the inside of Styles. And Slayer is through, but Styles had a better run. And now Styles is in back in 12th position there. Oh, Slayer then trying to hang it on the outside. He's scampering off onto the runoff area for Slayer. I don't think he would have got a warning for that then, because he did ease off, didn't he there? As it can get very tight there. It's one at a time through to the Esser section. Now Slayer's got the momentum, and through he goes. That is a Nude Potato up into 16th position there. What can the Potato do from here on in? And there's cars all over the show in front of him here. On board with the championship lead, the bronze champion from season 1. Contact there between Winnie and Nude Potato. I think Nude Potato would have liked a bit more space there potentially into the stadium sector. However, it's all fine and dandy then, as they're all pointed in the right direction, which is always a good sign then. Swanshank's starting to drop down the order now, and I think that it's Vestier on the inside there, outside now the inside passes Jay Hings, and Vestier is up into 3rd position. The championship is not over yet for Vestier, and over the 3rd he goes. Brilliant race in there, and Hings is struggling on this drying track. Same with Swanshanks as well, because I think the Swanshanks has also a lot of momentum there. And here comes Smithy Almighty on the outside there. Dodge Drew Ponce giving him just about a McLaren whip there, cutting him off, and Smithy going on the inside there. And I think that Dodge Drew Ponce is going to have the advance, but Smithy on the inside there to the where are we? Well, I think we're turn 6, haven't we? We're somewhere in Mexico City. Serious Mushroom there also having a sniff as well. They're back on board between oh my goodness me, and Dodge Drew Ponce cutting across there. Drew Ponce has gone wide then, so Smithy's back on the inside then. Oh my goodness, he backs off. Smithy does that, as he's going to have another run then going into the stadium sector as well. Winnie's got a penalty, and you can see we can't really tell who's horsing now. I don't think they're going to be horsing too hard in these conditions. As Smithy going wide then, is Dr. Truepots defending for all he's worth. Serious Mushroom's gone wide. Slayer up the inside. I've dribbled everywhere, and now Slayer's going. No, it's Mushroom who's fighting. Wow, my word there. Is he still fighting? Yes, he is. Oh my goodness gracious me, out of the Nigel Mansell curve. No DRS then, so it's going to be who's got the grunt going down. It's to a Mushroom. Have a look at this wing mirrors. He does it there, and Slayer's coming across now. He's past the Alpha now, and up into 10th position. That all important point then, as all these drivers are fighting for then the Alpha Tower in the background, yellow flag in the background. What goodness me, Stars is off. Stars is off then straight. I'm not sure if there's, I think there might have been contact on the straight there, because Styles is off in the background there, down in 12th position. We're not sure if he's got damage or not. We'll have a look now. New Potato is having a 12th position. We're keeping an eye on the championship leader as well. Oh gosh, my word. And good job I had me shredded wheat this morning there, otherwise I might be a bit tired after this one. What an incredible race this has been, and I'm absolutely dumbfounded of how all 20 drivers are still running. Look how light that rain's gone now. Do you reckon we're going to get to slick tyres in the final third of this Grand Prix, potentially? I would not bet against them, but remember how slow it was to dry in the slow to dry in USA a week ago. Jay Hings there, who is down in full position now then, so he's gone from second to fourth since the restart. Slayer is past Smithy Almighty. Smithy Almighty trying to come back through that and throwing caution to the wind. Oh my gosh now. Gentlemen, please. Goodness gracious me, a bit of decorum in the stadium sector. Smithy Almighty is now one out there. Slayer then, who is going back on the inside then. Starser's trying to recover. Look at the queue of cars though. From 8th down into 90th position is so close there. Slayer is back through. 5-second penalty for Starset, and we've also got a yellow flag in the background there for one of the Red Bulls. Smithy Almighty, it's Slayer on the outside. And that car is slipperier than a slippery thing then down into turn 1. And that's going to help Slayer even more then, isn't it? As his track dries up then, of course, very neat and tidy then, of course, positioned the car beautifully, splendidly, wow. And once again then using that car who's I think it's low drag there for Slayer, and now he's on the outside. Alpine is defended beautifully well if Dr. Truepots has fantastic positioning. There's Swanshanks there, very serene. Oh, goodness me. And Dr. Truepots off the circuit. My goodness me. Gosh. I would usually advise against trying to overtake down into the mini stadium sector. New Potato, you see the flash of red in the background. There's Potato. Potato, of course, is in the championship battle. These drivers are not anymore then. It's more for glory and pride for their teams, isn't it? So they're not going to... Oh, Smithy's off the circuit. Truepots has got a 3-second penalty. We only seen the T-cam there go across, but Smithy Almighty down in 90 minutes there is getting a bit too cozy in this battle here. Sickers Mutt now where's Sirius Mushroom down in 30 minutes there. Sickers Mutt trying to go on the outside, not quite though, as now Slayer and Truepots. This is an opportunity now, and New Potatoes also in front as well. That is what exactly they need them. And look at Truepots though, and goodness gracious me then, and they're going wheel to wheel down into one, and Truepots has retaken 8th position. Incredible racing. Wow, fantastic. Truepots not giving this one up, is he? New Potato is now in 10th position as well. Sick as Muck, where is he? Sick as Muck and Duncan Dave. Oh, but a banging wheels out of 2 and 3. But they all survived the experience. My word. And I said they survived the experience. The Truepots, I don't know who to look at. Let's go to this battle here. And they resume again then. And Slayer is too far back this time. Then it was wheel to wheel through the stadium sector this time last lap there. However, this time there, it's all fine and dandy then. It's a yellow flag then. It's one of the McLarens crawling at the back of the field, unfortunately. Both McLarens down in 18th and 20th there. And that is not ideal then, especially with the Aston Martin scoring nicely again with Swanshanks there. But he's only a second up the road from this incredible battle between Slayer and Dr. Truepots here. My word, there's Vessier is now a second and a half behind Brooks. It was TK who is leading this race quite comfortably at the moment. And this is crucial then. New Potato's got a point though, so he's now in the points then. So what can New Potato do with just 12 laps to go in this one? Slayer then, who has been on another go there. New Potato is also involved in this battle as well now. New Potato is, and remember, New Potato then the championship leader. Why? That's why we're focusing on the Ferrari in 10th position there, because New Potato, of course, does. He's involved in the championship, but he's got a 31 points lead going into this race. It's being cut down to 8 points as it stands at the moment. Now, Vessier also eating a lot of points out as well of New Potato at the moment as we go into the final 3 races of this season's championship. New Potato is Jay Hinks got a penalty there. Slayer up the inside there, and my goodness me, a New Potato having a look on the inside as well. Oh my word there, and movement. Oh my gosh, we got 3 here. Movement. Duncan David Sick Monk wants to be a part of the action as well. Oh my gosh, that movement, Duncan Dave on the outside. He's got the purchase there, and he has track position as well. And moving now, Duncan Dave in 13th position there. As you can see, this gaggle of cars is now starting to spread out, which I think is very good indeed. Swanshanks has been really pulled into this battle here, and now Dr. Truepots up the inside there. Swanshanks being very gracious there, and he's lost 2 positions. Unfortunately, where's New Potato? Oh goodness me, almost into the back of the Aston Martin. As I think Swanshanks must have made a mistake somewhere, because he did have a second advantage over these these bunch there, but my goodness me. Now then, Dr. Trupot's is going to try and spread his wings and try and fly away now. Marsky all over the back of New Potato. This is not what New Potato wants. And Marsky, of course, trying a different configuration of setup here tonight there, and he's been very, very good, hasn't he there? Albeit he was spun earlier on this race there. However, he's not quick enough down the start-finish straight to overtake New Potato, but he is in the points technically with the penalty situation going on then. I think we are approaching that time where how long are the intermediate tyres going to last? Then is what I'm going to be questioning now. Then as a Trupot there and Slayer, they're all off the circuit there, and Slayer is through, and oh no, they've spun the car, and I think that was coming, wasn't it? A New Potato has found himself up into 7th position. And goodness me, Trupot's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles there. Kaz also got penalty as well. And look at these gaggle of cars here. My goodness gracious me. Then Itemites are back on the the dry tyres, I should say. And up the inside goes a Trupot's there. And Marsky's lost 2 positions in this fracas here. My word, gosh, they're certainly not shy tonight, are they? Dr. Trupot said serious mushroom up the inside there. I think the Trupots and Slayer, that was probably coming, wasn't it? That was them two were dicing for position in quite brutal fashion as well sometimes. And unfortunately both were. Dr. Trupots instead. Well, he's down into 9th now, isn't he? And we have now got... I thought Marsky was spinning into the pit lane now. That would have been a humongous shunt. It would have been another safety car. As now... stopped raining, I think. It stopped raining in this race. And so are we going to go to dry tyres then? Is it going to dry out quickly? Marsky on the left-hand side of us. And oh my gosh, there Marsky on the outside. Serious motion there. Just about keeping control of the Alpha Male, but oh goodness me, we've got dragging wheels in between the 2 cars. And Duncan Dave is also in there as well. Oh, good heavens there. Oh my word. And now Duncan Dave over the 10th position. Where did that gentleman go? Oh my gosh, and Slayer's in there as well. This is absolute anarchy in this race. Oh my word, absolutely redonkulous racing here, absolutely. I'm going to be honest, the drivers are, there may be some choice words between the drivers at the end of this race, but goodness gracious me, hopefully they'll just leave it all on the track there, because this has been a barnstorming of a race there. And I don't even know how, but they've still got 20 cars left in this race as well, with just 10 laps to go. I was about to start to say then, is the intermediate tires going to get to the end from here? And it has stopped raining. I don't think it is nowhere near dry enough for the slick tires, from my humble opinion here. But I'm more concerned about the drivers, the drivers on 18 lap mode, intermediate tires, and 17, the likes of Dynamo Dan, Kiki, Hings, Sylvester, Brooksy, and TK, who are currently leading this way at the moment. Remember Brabbitt's strategy last night? Now, how did he go so long on those hard tires is beyond me. How are the intermediate tires are different, completely different compounded tire. But that's how it goes. And it's a magical tire, isn't it? Go from almost full wets to completely bone dry track, the interior tire can. But of course, I've been running for quite a long period of time now, and we see a bit of sunshine now with the rain starting to go away, and the clouds are starting to disappear. It is starting to become a beautiful day here in Mexico City. And who is this going to help, and who's this going to hinder? Well, I must say, I think any of these drivers that have been battling from 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way down to 16th, 17th, has had an incredible battle. My goodness me. It's been absolutely brutal, to say the least, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Serious Mushroom currently in 11th position at the moment. Duncan Dave all over the back of Marsky. None of these 2 drivers, along with Serious Mushroom, no penalties at the moment. New Potatoes now, as the Brooks has got no penalty, that's going to be costly. New Potato then, of course, trying to minimise the damage here tonight, and he's doing a superb job indeed. TK is in the pits, and the race leader is in the pits, and TK, oh my goodness me, this is decision time then. That's dry tyres out for the race leader. Good heavens above there, and he's going on then as the intermediate tyres falling apart then. I think everyone is trying to go to the end, so punches incoming. Nausea saying, and TK's on the dry tyres. I think it's too early, you know, but he's coming out the pit, so let's see what the man who's second in the championship, third, I should say, is going to do. There is a dry line, but it's far too early. New Potato is followed his championship rival in the pits as well. He's on the medium tyres. What is Itemizer doing? He is our best. He's gaining on Styles, you know. He is gaining on Styles, is Itemizer. He is finding time, but I'm not sure if Styles is limping wounded or not, so I'm not sure if that's the best prerogative. Let's see about here then. So Dr. True Pots has been flying out there at the moment, and the gap is 1.7 tenths of a second at the moment. Never mind, ignore me, Knowles here saying that, well, I think some drivers are going to try and go to the end, aren't they? Other drivers, I think, are going to try and stay out there. We've got 3 drivers on the medium tyres at the moment to the end of this race. I wonder if someone might try the soft tyres, you know. You know what? I would ignore me as well, because my goodness me, there's spray coming off of the tyres. But look, TK is quicker. There is Dr. Truepots in the background. He is quick. He is TK is quicker than Dr. Truepots, minutely quicker, but quicker nonetheless. Vessier stayed out. Into the pits comes Brooksy and Jay Hings and Kiki. I think it's far too early, but I'm absolutely nothing in this race because it looks like TK is quicker. Brooksy in and out in a flash. DRS has been enabled, and this is a very quick transition, and TK has gone back up into second position. Soft tyres are on one of the Haas cars. New Potato, the 5-second penalty for cars for speeding in the pit lane. Where is New Potato going to come out then? He's got a lap younger tyres than everyone else said. So let's see what he can do then. Out to the final turn, and there's a gaggle of cars in the pits. And Marsky in the pits. Marsky's coming up now. Look at New Potato. He's in front of Marsky anyway. Dynamo Danny's just in front of us as well. My goodness me, that is why both those two drivers are at the top of the championship with calls like that. That is incredible, to say the least. Oh my goodness gracious me. It must be really hot out there for the drivers to be able to go on these slick tyres so early. I'm dumbfounded by this. This is incredible. Vessier's got a penalty. We was on board of him as the car was a bit lazy and ran wide, didn't it? Itemizer's got the fast lap race. If he stays in this race, he will get that point there. But I think that it's the fast lap's going to tumble like a fruit machine now. My word, then. Brooksy then now behind Slayer. Then he's got to be careful here then, because they're all on the intermediate tyres at the moment. Gap in the front is now 12 seconds there. Vessier is in the pits. He is in the pits now. Vessier is. Where is he going to come out in then? Is he going to be in front of Brooksy? We're on board with Brooksy now, and Brooksy, goodness me, all over the gearbox of the Mercedes and the Williams car here. Contact there, and Brooksy's gone to the back of Slayer. And Slayer's got a nudge from Hings as well. Goodness gracious me, he's getting beaten up today. Vessier cut on the pits. He is on the soft tyre. Vessier has said, where is Brooksy? Brooksy's passed. Jay Hings has passed as well. And there comes Kiki. Kiki is free. Oh my gosh, and they're going to be side by side to turn one, aren't they? Kiki is sliding. I don't know. He is through on the medium tyres. He is through. He passes the Mercedes. Moves himself up into 5th position. And I think Vessier's now into 6th. He is. He's passed the Mercedes driver as well. And now here comes Vessier. Look at the track. It's completely dry almost. And down into 4. Onto 5 as well. Vessier is not giving this one up without a fight. Where's New Potato here? And he is currently in 9th at the moment. 2 drivers have still got to come in the pits, who are the only 2 drivers on the medium tyres. Now then, Kiki has got such a better run. Vessier, that was, I think, thinking better of it there. And that's a good choice indeed there, as potentially that could have got a very skew whiff indeed. Well, I must say, don't listen to me. That's all I say. I thought it was nowhere near the dry tyres. Goodness me, I thought he was going to have another several laps on the intermediate tyres there, but they have timed it absolutely to perfection there. Slayer, as TK is at the fast half of the race there. Jay Hings are fighting that car as Dr. Chupot is trying to stay out with just 5 laps to go. He will be a mobile chicane now, but as we mentioned already, the intermediate tyres is a golden tyre, to say the least. Willie's got a 3-second penalty. We'll look at penalties in a minute. Now here comes Brooksy. The intermediate tyres is a golden tyre. However, I think in these conditions there, look at that then, and that is a very slow Alpine. Yellow flag in the background. Now Itemizer caught the conditions absolutely splendidly well, but he is out of the race. That Itemizer is Slayer in the pits, and only one driver is now staying out on the intermediate tyres, and that is True Pots. Marsky over the back of Mush, and then New Potato carrying 8th position there. At the moment there, he will be back up to 7th, I think, then, if the intermediate runner of Dr. True Pots keeps tumbling down the order. And there he is then. And look at this, Kiki wants to get past Pronto here, but Vestier, of course, that 3-second penalty is going to be costly. On the outside then, he is through and up into a bit of 4th position there. And now I think oh, contact there, and oh goodness gracious me then, and True Pots almost into the side of Vestier there. Goodness me, Vestier there flying through. Oh no, and my goodness me. And oh dear, that's not ideal at all, is it there? And going into the stadium sector as well. Vestier, I'm not sure if he's got damage or not, but as they're just coming out of the Paratada now, as there's a McLaren in the pits. Vestier then I think might have survived that, but he's lost an abundance amount of time there. I think that might be. I think both drivers are probably quite heated of each other. Because I think it's look at this, and Dynamo Dan is through and up into 5th position. Hings has got a 3-second penalty. Lap 32 out of 36 here. Oh my goodness me. And and that McLaren is a lap down, unfortunately. And Stars only one retirement so far, which is Itemizer. Everyone else in the race, hats off to everyone that's survived this absolute enthralling, very touchy and tense Mexico City Grand Prix. Yellow flags is for, I think it's for the McLaren just getting out of the way of Stars here. Stars, I think, will be revving up for a quick fastest lap here to try and get a point for the McLaren team when he's got no penalty, unfortunately. Back on board with Marsky now, all over the back of Duncan Dave. Serious Mushroom potentially could get some points here. Well, he's already in the points, I should say, but he's got no penalties, as he will. Take a look at the penalties in just a different. Let's take a look at the penalties now, shall we? And there they are. Dr. True Pots at 15 seconds of penalties. Then there the position change among them. True Pots at 13 positions, 10 positions for Mushroom, 5 positions for Brooksy, TK 2 positions, Hings 2 positions as well. My goodness gracious me, it's been a very what a race has been, and this has been a race of attrition. Well, it hasn't, has it? There's only been one retirement, but it's certainly been a it's been a race where you've had to keep your head, haven't you? A lot of drivers are really struggling in these difficult race then, as Dr. True Pots into the pits then, as we've got the yellow flags down the pit straight. It's True Pots. I'm wondering if I think he might have missed the pit lane now, and he's out of the race. True Pots is on board now with Marsky up into 9th position, passes Duncan Dave for locking wheels into turn 1. Duncan Dave still in that final position for the point now, so that's still crucial. That Dynamo Dan is still fighting with Vestier here at the moment. Driver of the day has come up now. Well, it hasn't come up on my phone because I've got no results. Sickers Merc on the outside. Sickers Merc on the outside of Duncan Dave and passes the Williams driver. And up into 11th position now. Yellow True Pots' second retirement in this Grand Prix. I think I'm going to be honest, I think my driver of the day thing's broke, so I can't actually vote for anyone. But I think TK, Kiki and Mushroom are the votes for driver of the day then. So get your votes coming in now then, ladies and gents. As of course, every vote is crucial. I think, driver of the day, of course, fantastic. Lap 34 out of 36 there. So hopefully we've got a bit of calm in this race. Now, this has been a long old race, this one, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. I'm absolutely shattered to say the very least that. Brooksy in second there. Third is Hings. Both drivers have got penalties, which means that Kiki can move up into second now. Vestier is in 5th. 6th is Dynamo Dano, who promoted up into 5th at the very least. New Potato is up into 7th there, but he does have a penalty, which means he'll drop behind new Serious Mushroom. Marsky in 9th. Sickers Merc is in 10th position with Duncan Dave 11th. Slayer in 12th. Smithfield Mighty 13th. Winning 14th. Kaz in 15th. Moomin is in 16th. Swanshanks in 17th with 18th is at Stars retirement. Itemizer on True Pots out of this race there, unfortunately, for both drivers there. Oh, as we had a, as I'm not sure, as we got very close between Moomin and Kaz into turn 1 here. Accelerates away now. Moomin does have DRS now, and I think he also has soft tires. I can't see what Kaz is on. Then Kaz on the medium tires, and Moomin up the inside there. Goodness gracious me, that might have been a day late and $1 short there. Luckily, both drivers have survived the experience there. Moomin does have the softer tire, and he might. I think that he could get. Kaz on the final lap here. Brooksy is at the fast on the race as we are on the final lap. Almost then as no, we're not, as I'm looking at the wrong car. We will be coming to the final lap very soon, and there's a movement there going this way and that way. I think that movement will have the better traction out of the Nigel Mansell turn then. So if he bides his time here, he will get past Kaz, I think, down into turn 1 there on the outside. Then Kaz going on the inside. Oh, jumping across that curve there, Kaz, as these two are fighting. There's now got Jake the Slayer there doing fast. I'm sorry, goodness gracious me, as I say, it's tumbling like a fruit machine. These two, goodness me, they're fighting over 15th and 16th, but it means so much to both cars, doesn't it? Potentially of really just getting in front of each other, goodness me, but there's no points there for 15th and 16th there. I know, of course, as well. And it's moving now. Flies up into 50th position there. Kaz down into 16th, and also Kaz does have a lot of penalties in the Alpine car here. Oh, goodness me. And going into the back of the AlphaTauri there was Kaz and TK currently in the stadium sector of 8 seconds advantage over Brooksy and Jay Hinks in 3rd position there. Kiki 4th, Vestier 5th, 6th is Dynamo Dan, 7th position is New Potato, 8th is Serious Mushroom, 6th is Muck, 9th Marsky in 10th position. This championship has taken another turn in this one, hasn't it? My golly gosh. You can't really write it, can you? Kiki is all over the back now of Hinks, and I reckon Kiki's going to be at the second. He's flying out there at the moment, isn't he? Great performance indeed there for Kiki, but Vestier also flying as well, and he's trying to gap. He's trying to gap Dynamo Dan. It's going to have to be. Look at the times that they're coming down like a fruit machine here. My goodness me. Has Vestier got anything left then? Has he got anything left in this Red Bull to get him, keep him his 5th position? He's got to find a second on this final lap if he wants to keep that 5th position there and keep himself involved in this championship battle. My word is, here is TK then. What a performance there for TK. Took the lead off the start line in absolutely appalling conditions. My goodness me, it was a borderline, it was very dangerous indeed. The borderline, maybe not to start the race potentially, but TK there is coming into the stadium sector for the 36th and final time. His position is still changing as we're on this short sharp end to the Grand Prix, and TK coming out of the Nigel Mansell turn, and he's going to win the Mexico City Grand Prix. That's his 4th win of his career in bronze, and what an absolute stupendous performance there for TK, and that is crucial in the championship. Then he is keeping the championship alive for himself and the Williams team. Kiki, great drive to second indeed there for Kiki. Brooksy in 3rd, Dynamo Dan 4th, Vestier couldn't keep in front then, but Serious Mushroom's got in front of New Potato, 7th and 8th position there. 9th, who's going to be 9th and 10th then? I have no idea, but I think it's Duncan David 9th there. Good stuff indeed. It was a very trying day for a lot of drivers out there, but for TK, it was not a trying day. This is 4th win of his career for TK. Keeps himself involved in the championship battle, doesn't it? My goodness gracious me, that as now he is just about under a win between himself and between Nude Potato there. Vestier 6th position and 8 points, and it keeps him just about there. He's down in 3rd in the championship now for Vestier. Oh my goodness me, though. But Vestier is still in there, and he needs to find a bit of pace, so does the Red Bull driver. But TK has got a lot of it, and it's a 4th win of his career in ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Well, oh gosh, I've got indigestion after that. That was incredible stuff indeed. That was TK's 3rd Grand Prix win of his season, by the way, and his 8th podium of his season as well then for TK then, and he is homing in on the championship lead there as we go into a sprint race next week. Of course, the sprint race there certainly brings up a few interesting results, doesn't it? TK has won one sprint race, hasn't he? Which so hopefully so he may be happy with that. then New Potato's best result in the sprint race is only fourth there. And of course, that determines the grid for the Brazilian Grand Prix as well. But that is next week. Golly gosh, we haven't even finished tonight's events then, have we? Oh, my word. Well, let's take a look at the classification, shall we, from the Mexico City Grand Prix. TK, 26 points then, so fastest lap and the race win there for TK. Really good stuff indeed then. Second position was Kiki, 12 seconds behind in there, but great drive from Kiki. Brooksy in third position. I think you'd be happy with that. And Jay Hings just outside the podium in fourth position. Dynamo Dan in fifth with Vessier in sixth position there. I think Vessier wished he was a bit further up than he was. Looking good for Vessier in fourth at one time. Serious Mushroom in seventh position. New Potato down eighth. That's a good recovery from New Potato where he was about half distance. Marsky in ninth. Duncan David 10th position. Sick as Muck 11th. Slayer in 12th. Smith and Mighty 13th. Swanshanks 14th. Moomin 15th. Cass 16th. Winnie 17th. Styles 18th. Dr. True Pots and Itemize on the two retirements from the Mexico City Grand Prix. And wow, that's all I say about that. Tomorrow night, of course, it is Formula 2 action, but to determine who's going to be the team's champion, then that is going to look very interesting indeed. Then let me see who's in the party at the moment. I think I've got a Kiki in here as well. Kiki, my goodness me, then a very challenging day out there to say the least. Absolutely appalling conditions at the start then, where it then went to intermediate tyres and then dry tyres very quickly at the end. Then it certainly caught me out. Was you expecting to go on dry tyres at the end?
My mic was on mute.
Hello.
Yeah, when it was heavy rain at the start, I didn't think it was going to go to dries at the end. But then I seen TK pit for the mediums. I thought it was too early, but then everyone pitted after him, so just copied off him.
I'm so glad you said that as well, because in comms I was adamant that was far too early, and and I was surprised that both TK and Noob Potato went on the medium tires. I thought that they was at the edge of their life edge. So was your intermediate tire struggling at that stage?
No, they were pretty good. Alright, my intermediates, but then I knew TK pitted. Then I could see him gaining on Dynamo Dan, I think it was, and I thought I'm gonna have to pit here because the softs or mediums, whatever, are pretty quick.
And you got no pounds in this race either. And how difficult is it to keep your head in all that chaos? And we had two safety cars, a pouring rain at the beginning. You got no penalties, and you avoided all the chaos. And how difficult was it out there?
It was. Well, I got took out in the first corner, took me down to 19th, but I knew I had the pace to get back through them all. But then it's quite hard not to get penalties in the second sector. But I just try to keep it in the track limits.
I forgot about that. That's how long of a race it was then. Yeah, you was facing the wrong way in turn one. Talk about the incident down to turn one. It's a long drag down into turn one. What happened from your perspective there?
Well, it's quite hard to get a good start in the wet anyway. But then I was going in the first corner. Then I think a Red Bull hit me, which spun me around. But I don't know if the Red Bull got hit or not.
And then, of course, you did charge back through the field, as you mentioned. Then, goodness me. Then, what do you think? Turned this race around for you, or was it just the sheer pace? Because I would say that the safety cars probably didn't really help or hinder you. To be honest, it was just more of your sheer pace. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but the safety car does help a lot, like when it brings everyone back together again. But it's so hard to pass when there's no DRS, so that's why the mediums are pretty good.
And of course, coming up in a week's time, we got another sprint event and the final sprint race of the season. Last time we had a sprint race, or the time before, I should say, you won in Qatar then. So it's going to be 2 for 2, 2 and 3, I should say.
You never know. I know TK is fast, so just have to watch out for him.
He certainly is fast, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. Congratulations, Kiki. A brilliant result indeed then. Of course, this is your sixth podium of the season as well. You're flying at the championship now. Do you think for next season you can kick on and maybe go for a championship challenge?
I'm going to win.
That's what I love to hear. And nothing sitting on the fence. So fantastic, Kiki. Brilliant. And let's come to, I think TK has jumped into the party, I believe, Ed. He has indeed. TK, what a start from pole position and in absolutely appalling conditions there. But you took the assertiveness and went into turn one, wanted to take that lead. How difficult was it to start to go into the lead in turn one then in that appalling conditions there?
I didn't start on pole. I started third, but um, no, that second lap when I finally passed Potato to take the lead, I saw he was really, really struggling, like on his brakes. So, like going into turn two there, like I crossed him over because I knew he was going to struggle on traction, and then I was actually really, really surprised with how good my pace was today, especially my race pace, like my quali pace, and I've said it a couple times this season where I'm more focused on race pace over quali pace, and I think it's really showed. That race was actually, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything like that, but that race was pretty well rounded and easy, to be honest with you. And then that interstick was really good. I pulled a really big gap, and then when I when I pitted to mediums there, I thought it might have been a lap early, but I knew that if I pit and they saw me gaining on them, that they'd follow, and I got a 4 second undercut and or overcut, I should say. Sorry, and that was I just coasted the last couple laps and tried not to take any warnings.
Yeah, talk us about those that medium tire decision then, because I was as I mentioned to Kiki, I was adamant that that was the wrong call, but my goodness me, you called it absolute to perfection. Then, did you was that the weather radar, or was that you feeling the conditions?
It was just kind of watching the track. So like in this game, the track goes from like wet with a little puddles, and then it goes greasy, but it's still wet, and then it's dry. And the track was like that greasy, almost dry color, and I thought, oh, what the hell? Why not do it? And then it worked out to perfection. I could have pit a lap later too, but I figured why not go early.
That is brave stuff in the lead as well. But because I thought that you thrown away the race win in that instant, and it was all three conditions out there today as well. Of course, you had heavy rain, intermediates, and slicks, and all three. Oh, I'd say all three stints. Then you mentioned it already. Then you commanded that race. Then so with safety cars, was you concerned about the safety cars there? Of course, you made a very slow. You backed the pack right up in the stadium sector there. Was that because you was concerned about the slipstream into turn one?
I didn't have a choice. Potato legged past me, and it said give him the position back, so I tried to give him the position back because I wasn't trying to take a penalty. And then, like right when we were exiting the stadium there, it finally just told me to go, so I went. It wasn't intentional. It's just I had no choice. I wasn't trying to take a penalty over a leg. And not that it was his fault or our fault. It was the game's fault because this game sucks, but it's Cody's, so what do you expect?
What didn't suck though was your performance, and you have now whittled the gap to under a race win. Then going into Brazil, of course, a sprint race next week. You've won a sprint race. Then is that the format that you're happy with? Then, because there's a lot of points up for grabs next week. You can take the lead in the championship.
Honest to God, if we're being honest, I feel like I should be in the lead of the championship. Like, if you look at Japan, I should have won. And then if you look at Qatar, like, I had an unfortunate puncture on the last lap, but had them two incidents not happened, I think I'd be in the lead of the championship. But no, Brazil's a pretty good track. It's just you gotta stay clean and not take any penalties. And I think penalties is going to be the deciding factor there. I
And
was
I can
actually pleasantly surprised that I didn't take a single warning today.
and that was pretty impressive as well. Kiki also had a similar thing as well, where he had no penalty, had no penalty either. Then, how difficult was that then to keep it on the island then, especially in that heavy rain then? I bet you was razor focused in the opening 20 laps or so.
So like the first lap when Potato was in the lead, I was just kind of trying to figure it out, and then I kind of started braking earlier and feathering the brakes, which actually helped me on the wets, and then that's what helped me pull my gap. And I actually just I don't know, that's just what kind of helped my race, figuring out how to drive in it, because we haven't had a lot of wet races, and you can't practice wet anymore, right? So.
3 races to go. Then Brazil, then we go to Las Vegas, and then Abu Dhabi. How are you feeling then? You're quite confident going into Brazil. Then what about the final 2 races? The championships, is it in your hands now?
I don't know if we can say that. Time will tell, I guess. It's going to definitely be an interesting last 3 weeks.
Really good stuff indeed. Well done, TK. Your 4th win of your career. Magnificent stuff indeed. Kiki on the podium as well for a very good result today then. And I can't remember who the 3rd person was, but it's been an absolute incredible race to say the least. Tomorrow night then it is Formula 2, the final race of the season in Formula 2. And the team's championship is up for grabs then with Campos and Carling. 6 points separates the 2 teams championship. I cannot wait for that. And that'll be tomorrow night then. But from bronze in a very wet and wild Mexico City Grand